Hello everybody, welcome and thank you for stopping in at my channel today. This is Divine Tidings, and today I'm just going to try to get some messages from our guides at this time that might be needed. I wanted to tap into some things I was picking up on while I was meditating just a little bit ago before I start pulling some cards, because I feel like this is going to be for a specific collective. It is going to be a general message, so take what resonates and leave the rest for somebody else if it doesn't. You know, you don't want to try to force anything to fit if it's not for you. So just please use your discernment while listening to these messages. Excuse me. But so the first thing that I was seeing, well, when I sat down to meditate a little bit ago, immediately there was like this, it was like a butterfly. I saw this butterfly that was like bursting from within, but with the wings just fully spread out and ready to soar. Like, but it seems like there's something that's triggering this. I did get a deep magenta hue, which I had to look it up. I've got my notes in front of me from when I was meditating a little bit ago, but so magenta, that really represents a sense of transformation, sense of universal harmony as well, and creativity. But what was interesting though was I got this image of like a spinning top. You know those old school toys that you kind of press the button in the center and it spins really fast on a little needle, and you know it's really fun to look at. But there was this sense of things kind of feeling like they're spinning out of control. And I felt this little bit of a nose itch, but it reminded me of like the nose twitch from the show Bewitched, you know, when she would like do the little nose wrinkle before something happened, something was initiated. But right after that though, I got this image of it. Looked like a star explosion. I tried to draw it, don't mind my little doodle here, but if you can see this right here. So it reminded me of like just this catalyst, like this nose itch or twitch was a catalyst for this explosion to happen. And then it was this scenic or landscape view of the Sphinx and pyramids. So I feel like this is a very big message in regards to a lot of, it feels like there's some deep esoteric meanings behind this, but I feel like this is for a collective of healers, of seers, of you know, if you resonate as an empath and you are, you know, trying to really follow your intuition through these chaotic times, because the quote that came to me was from Chaos Came the Cosmos. So it's like this trusting that, I don't know, I feel like there's this almost, going back to the spinning top, that the collective is dealing with some sort of a world, you know, there's been a whirlwind of energy that's been floating around with everything that's been going on in the world. Not even just the world, but with how it affects us in our personal lives as well, whether it does this way or that way. But, you know, I feel like this is a collective that's almost ready to lose their top because of everything that's happening. But with this, like I said, I feel like there's going to be this moment where there's just going to be this burst of ancient knowledge, almost, because that's what I was getting with the pyramids and the Sphinx. It's like an explosion of ancient knowledge being unleashed from this like twitch, and it's almost like a moment of feeling like I need to put my foot down or something, like because it did have like a little bit of like an annoyance feeling. I don't know, it was really weird. And I did pull a card on it, and I pulled the Nine of Cups in reverse, so it just kind of clarified that there's this moment of dissatisfaction where our emotions feel a little turned upside down right now. This this abundance of love that we're holding feels like it's kind of topsy-turvy. It's like I just got how long do I hold on for? So it makes me think of like we're holding on to the edge of this top and trying hard to cling on to it. But I'm not sure. It's like being worried of not being able to hang in there through this time. But I don't know. And I did roll the astrology dice too, and I got the number 12. So it just, or the 12th house. So it makes me think of, yeah, these restrictions that we might be putting on ourselves, or worries, worrying about what's holding us back at this time. And it could be these, could have something to do with relationships, or just love we have in general, something within our heart space. I think about that deep magenta because, you know, that hue, that pinkish hue is very much makes me think of the heart space, love, compassion, but mixed with that little bit of blue, there's some clarity as well, like mind and heart coming together. But I'm not going to ramble on that too long. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling some cards and just see exactly what these messages might be trying to say, or if there are any messages. First, I'm going to set my notebook down. First, we're just going to see what are the messages from your guides at this time, and then we'll move on from there. All right, Spirit, what messages do you have? Oh, left a card behind. That got left behind when I picked the deck up. So something about working hard. You know, there's a sense of hard work being put in here. But let's see, maybe keep working hard. Keep being yourself too. I feel like it's like keep being yourself. You know, that was anyways, let's keep going. What are the messages? What messages from the guides for the collective at this time, Spirit? Okay. All right, so we've got the tree coming up here. And you see, it makes me think of, all right, I'm drawn to the roots. So it's making sure that we are grounded at this time, especially when, you know, it feels like things are kind of spinning on their head right now, and not exactly sure which way they're going to be going, but really sink in our roots deep down in order to be able to grow a little further upwards. You know, it's that, it makes me also think of the as above, so below kind of thing, like what we are trying to bring from the cosmos to be able to root down into the ground here, if that makes sense. I hope I worded that correctly. But yeah, I truly feel like this is a message for, at this time, to, I'm repeating myself, get grounded before this catalyst kind of takes off, because you think of a star bursting, the particles, everything's going in so many different directions. You don't know exactly which's going to go where, but at the same time, it's kind of divinely timed to land within the correct space. So allowing yourself to be able to be grounded, be rooted into the now, but have your leaves and everything ready to absorb that information that's coming down from above. Because I feel like I said, I feel like this is a message for healers or empaths or seers to really hang in there at this time, and don't forget to stay rooted in what it is that you may be working on at the moment. But what are the current energies around this? Okay. So for the current energies, we've got this little boat or canoe banked on almost like a shore side. Could be lake or ocean, but if you see, like, it's not even tethered. I'm drawn to the fact that it's not even tethered to anything to tie it down to keep the tide from pulling it back in and letting it go basically astray. So what that's telling me is this energy of finding this solitude. So like seeking this quiet place to be able to get out of some more rough waters, essentially. But yeah, it's going back to staying grounded, making sure that while we are going into this solitude, that we're not misstepping the need to be anchored, to have this this vessel that carries us forward, having it anchored to one space so it doesn't float away and it doesn't get taken away into these rough, drifty waters, pulling it out to sea. But what's the key focus for the collective right now? Key focus. That makes sense. So for the key focus, it's an apple. This makes me think of like the apple of wisdom, learning, but teaching as well, focusing on what it is that we are absorbing right now, and understanding that this is, I don't know, it takes me back to that ancient knowledge that I feel like there's knowledge that's being gained that you are supposed to inevitably share in some way or another. But we'll get a few more cards out just to clarify these energies. But it's yeah. So give me just a moment. I was just trying to take in some, see what information is trying to come off of this. Apple doesn't, I just got the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. So this could be knowledge that's been passed down from another generation, or this is something that is deeply rooted within you. This knowledge, I feel like all of the knowledge that we are incarnated with on this earth is all deep within us. We have everything that we need, so it's residing within our cells, within our bones, within our DNA. So I feel like this is something, there's some like an ancestral message coming through. Like this is something that is meant to be done, and that time is about to happen. I don't know. Let's clarify these real quick. Just to get a little more information, see where this is all going. Can we clarify the message from the guides? Ooh, not that many. Not that many. Okay. Can we clarify messages from the guides? Okay, I will take those. Spirit said no, take them. Alright, so we've got Empress, Two of Pentacles, Strength, and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so with the Empress coming out here, this is definitely telling me that I am tapping into a very grounded, connected collective. that was a mouthful. But there is like sitting in this Empress mode, but having these decisions, these practical decisions that are popping up, and balancing out exactly what it is that is our strength through these waters. And it's interesting, it's like that boat again, moving through these rough waters, but it's learning to be able to channel, with the Queen of Cups here, so it's learning to be able to channel the flow of that water and be a holder of that, like, because that Queen of Cups is very much a holder of emotion right now. So it's like, I feel like Spirit is saying during this time, it feels like we're trying to balance out practical matters. This could be between our work and spirituality, or it could be between what it is that we're trying to grow and how it's impacting relationships around us. It doesn't have to be romantic, it could be platonic or familial. But this is really a time to kind of hold on and making sure, it's bringing me back to this, like making sure that we are staying in control of this. That way, when these waters do come in, we're not going to be without this resource, this strength, that is going to help keep us afloat at this time, like I said, and pushing us into this Queen of Cups energy of being able to hold these emotions for others around us. You know, so it's almost feeling like a test right now. Like the collective is almost being tested to see how rooted they really are. You know, and Spirit's not going to throw anything at you that you can't handle. It really almost becomes a little bit of mind over matter, because you don't want any of those doubts and fears weaseling their way into your subconscious, and that's really going to slow you down and kind of throw your path off, or even bring it to a bit of a halt for a little bit. But for the current, and can you clarify the current energies for this boat? Current energies, please. Current energies. Okay, so for current energies, the Moon, the Hangman, Seven of Wands. Wow, I love the Major Arcana coming up here. All right, so yeah, there's something about, yeah, entering, so looking at the image of the Moon here, it's like entering into, it's a dark phase, yes, but having the courage to be able to, or finding the courage to get through this liminal space to find that enlightenment within us, to follow our intuition. But it's requiring this change of perspective, being followed up with the Hangman here, and really trying to see something from a different point of view. Followed with the Seven of Wands here, it's like making sure that we are kind of standing our ground, because you see, like, you know, the figure in the image is just very much like, I ain't moving, I'm not budging from this, what looks like is trying to throw me off here. Let's see, give me just a moment. Yeah, and this shift in perspective is like like I said, really being open to our intuition, and trusting that what we're feeling isn't misguiding us, or trusting that we're not going to be misguided by what it is, the information that we're taking in. So like with the Hangman here, and going into this, you know, different space to get a different view on things, it's really, it feels like it's almost feels like it's strengthening this fire that's within. Let's take a look at my notes real fast. Maybe this is where that nose twitch comes into play. It's like that catalyst, that Seven of Wands, like fighting to defend this perspective, or fighting to stay within this perspective and not have the chaos. I don't know why I just thought about in the Moon. It made me think of the full moon, how sometimes that can, it's said to cause some crazy things to happen. You know, you ask anybody that works in a hospital, they'll clarify that for you. But it's switching our perspective on that chaos, and not letting it throw us off our track, not falling into that trap of the ego and pride, what keeps us, what blocks us from moving forward down this path that we're trying to learn from. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on, and we'll clarify the key focus here. 19:19 on the clock. Like that, so 10:10 almost. Let's see. Can we clarify the key focus here, Miss Apple? Ooh, okay. That was all I wanted to jump out. Let's see what we got here. There's a lot of cards. All right, the World, Page of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Page of Swords. Lots of pages, lots of new energy. Wands, Cups. It's interesting. So it's all right. So with the World card popping up here, it's telling me that there's this cycle that's coming to a completion before this new one is going to be beginning. I know that's a very generic message right there, but just hear me out real quick. With the being followed up by the Page of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and also the Page of Swords. Like this is beginning new. Like I said, this cycle. Sorry, I'm going to sound a little garbled for a second while I put my thoughts together here. But let's see. Knowing that with the world and everything, this completion, this cycle, I feel like it's like this explosion that's happening, and that's this cycle coming to an end. We've already been through the fire. We've already been through the emotion. We've been through the intellect. We've gained all of this knowledge on what we are trying to hone ourselves in on, I guess. What we're trying, it's like becoming this bank of knowledge. Like I feel like almost like there's a teaching sense coming out of this, but the only page that's not out here is the Page of Pentacles, but we do have the Eight of Pentacles here. So this is telling me like the key focus right now really is to focus on this skill, this practical, grounded skill right now. This might have to do with spiritual work that you're trying to do right now, but really mastering that's such a weird word to use, but really understanding what it is that because going back to earlier, we did have the Two of Pentacles popping up, you know, these balancing of practical matters of which idea or which one do I need to be putting more effort into, more energy into. But really right now it's focusing on this grounded energy, this earthy energy and building something bigger, because with the 8 and the 2 there together, those just make the 10 of Pentacles, and that, you know, is leading to this sense of complete abundance, when it comes to either financial, work, career, could be even relationships, and abundance of the relationships in your life, you know, having people, a network of people. And it's interesting because earlier that bead did pop out, so it's like being able to hang in there, to know our part, because like this, we are a collective that is working together to basically the same thing, you know, wanting to serve to the highest purpose of those around us, and for ourselves as well, with harm to none, or ourselves in the process, you know. So it's wow, this is a deep, big message. I feel like this is a really big message right here. But yeah, there's something about bringing this, it's almost like bringing this skill that we are attaining and getting ready to push it outwards, because it feels like with this being in the position of what the key focus is right now, like it's that catalyst is about to happen. I don't know. I know there's a lot of crazy things happening. Not really crazy, just magnificent. You know, we've got the planets coming into alignment pretty soon. It's you know, a lot of astrological things happening. I'm not a professional in astrology, but it is very fascinating to me to hear and see like the coincidences that are happening around us. And it feels like the message here for the collective right now, and I feel like even some of it for myself too, like with the craziness that is, spinning and whirling around. Like there is something is about to set it off, and it's going to be the time to shine, the time to burst and spread this love, this knowledge, this inspiration as well. Because I get that with the Page of Wands, Page of Swords, Page of Cups. And it's interesting with that page energy too. I feel like this could be also people that are going back to the teacher field. I think that is a strong sense of there's knowledge that's going to be shared and passed down, and there's going to be a lot of young minds ready. I'm especially drawn to the Page of Cups here. It's like a mind that's ready to take in, to hold in this information, this understanding, making space to hold emotion, making space to have mental clarity, and making space to be able to move with that fire within us, with that inspiration, standing our ground. Because I feel like that Seven of Wands, the collective being in that Seven of Wands, like, no, I'm facing the fire. I'm not going to back down from this. And it's going to inspire others. Like, I feel like in this image, I don't think it is exactly, but to me, these almost depict others, like following in the footsteps, but towards their own passions as well. So this is a beautiful message, and this is a very exciting message here as well. I'm gonna get one more card out here before I get out of here, just to see what the overall advice for the collective is at this time while moving through this spinning chaos. What is the overall advice for the collective spirit? Overall advice moving forward. Overall advice. So we've got the Frog and Lotus with Metamorphosis. That is the number 7. We've got the number 7 again. So and that the number 7 can represent many different things, but a lot of times to me it can represent like a number of divinity or divine harmony almost. But here, let me show you the card, because just in case the image might spark any of your intuition as well. So I'm feeling like with the overall advice here is to let this metamorphosis happen. You are going to be, I feel like the lily pads are sticking out to me first off, in terms of like a sense of guarded protection almost, like through these waters while it may be murky, or it could be clear, because it is more of a clear blue right here. So it makes me think of mental clarity again too, but there is a protection that these lily pads are doing to protect this metamorphosis at this time. And the lotuses, I mean, that's just that beauty that's going to be seen after it bursts or makes its way through that darkness. But I do feel guided to read that real quick, because there may be a message in there for somebody that will resonate with. So let's see here. Metamorphosis. This card reminds us that change is natural, rebirth is possible, and a healing balance can be achieved. The frog developing as it does from a tiny tadpole symbolizes transformation, which was picked that up strongly earlier. The lotus flower too symbolizes rebirth, unfurling even amid murky waters. Going through such a change can be difficult and a struggle, but the resulting metamorphosis opens us to growth, self-acceptance, and happiness. Now, some questions here that you might want to reflect on if it resonates with you. What can I change in myself or my life for the better? And how can I be more accepting of the change I cannot control? I feel like that second question is very much more relevant to the reading in general. How can I be more accepting of things that I cannot control? Like it's like I said, it's allowing that spinning top to happen, because like I said earlier, with chaos comes the cosmos. So It's this idea that the whirlwind of chaotic energies that are floating around right now, there is some form of formulation that will inevitably come from that. Obviously, we can't see that right now because right now it's just, you know, too in our face, too blurry. It makes me think of how the lotus grows in murky water, like it's not visible, it's hard to see through. It can be confusing as well because we're not sure how to navigate through this space exactly when it's so dense. But yeah, I feel like this is a message to just keep trusting that the divine timing of everything is going to happen as such, and to follow that intuition, follow your gut instinct, making sure that we are moving with our heart space opened up to whatever may come our way. We don't want to block ourselves off and kind of hide ourselves from the unknown. You know, even as scary as it can be, as dark as it can feel, it is that liminal space that's going to lead towards this knowledge, towards this illumination. You know, takes me back to the moon card there. It's going to lead towards everything that I feel like this collective has been working really hard towards, trying to gain this knowledge and understand this knowledge, understanding where this knowledge is coming from and how to share it, because that is the point of this journey, is to be able to take in, hold space, take in these emotions, to be able to help those that have trouble doing that for themselves. You know, it's life be hard, man. Like, it gets tough. It gets hard to see exactly what direction, what we're supposed to go in, how we're supposed to navigate ourselves, especially when it almost feels like it's at a like we're going to be losing our grip. Like, there's like, what's the sense of holding on? But, you know, really trusting that this is only a part of the process, and it's about to boom, baby. All right, but okay, I'm going to yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. I feel like I've been rambling too long, but if this did resonate, I am so glad that we were able to connect today. This is a very exciting time, I feel like, for everybody that, especially if you resonate as an empath or healer or seer or psychic or medium, you know, just very in tune, very in touch, and very sensitive to the energies floating around us right now. I feel like this is that time that we are getting ready to not shine in a vain way, you know, not in a narcissistic sense, but to show others where they can find some of their light at, where they can find their own light at. And it's not to try to get others to follow the exact path that we're taking, but helping them build the courage to find that path within themselves, that their own self is guiding them down, you know. So it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. I almost dropped the F-bomb there. I'm trying to be good. I do speak like a sailor sometimes, so trying to keep it a little clean for the YouTube. But anyways, I'll leave it at that. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day, and can't wait to catch you guys in the next one. Bye.